can use the podium.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mic there?
So, hold on. Welcome. Live stream? Huh? Live stream.
It's already happening.
Oh, you're doing live?
Yeah.
To where? To YouTube?
Oh, live stream, you're doing live stream?
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah.
For whom? For everyone?
Yeah, wherever.
But they won't be able to see us then.
Who?
Even if you see the audio,
That's okay.
they don't need to see the audio. Just go to the
That's blocking away.
excellent. So that we can also see. Namaskar, my dear Nitrans who have assembled here. It's a supreme pleasure to meet my Nitran academic children and their families in this faraway home at Atlanta. Originating from academic mother alma mater, Regional Engineering College, now National Institute of Technology, Rourkela, Odisha, India. You have become our global ambassadors and global assets, augmenting the name and fame of your alma mater. I recall with pleasure the earlier confluence on July 4, 2003 at Princeton on the occasion of the Society of America's convention, when the Rincolians congregated spontaneously in sizable numbers to interact with me. The phenomenon of annual homecoming is natural with many birds and other species of animals. The Siberian cranes flying all the way from Siberia to Chilka for winter vacation. Similarly, the olive-ridley turtles swim in the Bay of Bengal thousands of miles to the mouth of the river Rishikaya or Devi Nadi in Kendrapara or Jagatsinghpur. The hills shadfish carry on their pilgrimage from the Bay of Bengal upstream in the Ganges as far away as holy cities Varanasi and Allahabad. Salmon fish swimming back upstream through all odds in the river Mackenzie. The mission of all these homecoming journeys is to lay eggs for offspring in the service of the nature, generation after generation. In this process, they also become sweeter, more palatable for consumption of the society, and in the end, they lay down their lives. The nutrients have proliferated both in quality and quantity, so as to be able to assemble in a home away from home, as per this today's gathering. Nonetheless, they should engage in the congregation at their real home, Rourkela, if not annually, at least in periodic intervals, such as on the occasion of Silver Jubilee of graduation, as they are doing conventionally. And from this year, they have decided to have more such homecoming occasions, such as Crystal, Ruby, Pearl, and Diamond Jubilee gatherings. Similarly, your homecoming will sweeten the environment of your alma mater, just as Professor Sarini told you just now. That you are welcome to visit your hometown anytime you are in India, back home to your academic mother. It is a sentimental reliving of your good old Rincolian days. The historic golden jubilee of the founding of REC, now NIT, which was on the 15th Independence Day of our country, 15th August 1961, was celebrated as a Kumbh Mela on 15th August 2010 at your home ground of Rourkela. That was the golden jubilee of the institute. The premier batch of alumni graduating in the year 1965, which includes your distinguished President Shandip Das. They celebrated their 50th year of welcoming ceremony of the graduating class in the home ground at Rourkela this year in 2015. This is a convention which has been going on. The graduating class is welcomed by the Alumni Association to join their ever-expanding family. The alumni constitute an essential supporting pillar of an alma mater. Just as a democracy thrives on four supporting foundations: the legislative, the executive, and the two independent wings, judiciary and the media, the press. Similarly, in the case of alma mater, the four essential wings are the academic, the executive, the advisory, and the most important, the independent alumni association. The latter may support the alma mater by various ways, such as funding through creating foundations, fellowships, attaching new schools, sponsoring research schemes, by providing opportunities to fresh alumni for practical training, employing them, and above all, earning reputation by advancing the new arenas of engineering, science, and technology by their own effort and their group effort. In this regard, the Alumni Association have a tremendous role. For example, my alma mater, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, has a very strong alumni association. For nearly 20 years, the alumni of MIT Association Student Wing has generated alumni externship programs. They have placed thousands of MIT students in short-term alumni-sponsored internships around the globe. In 2014, the program placed more than 400 students at nearly 300 companies in 16 US states and 7 foreign countries. In India, for instance, we have several MIT alumni group coming to conduct research programs. Recently, a group came to Jharkhand where they were experimenting on solar-powered irrigation water pumps for sprinkling irrigation. So we can do similarly lots of projects, not only in your own country, but world over, and to spread the message of technology. A recent example of contribution of alumnus of our NIT Rourkela is establishment of the Center for Advanced Analytics and Decision Science, which was inaugurated at NIT on 28 August 2015. It has been done by our alumnus, Sri Venkat Patel. He has named it has been named after his illustrious father, Lakshman Rao Peri, and presently Venkat Rao is in USA. He is our 1991 batch of NITRAN MCA, Master of Computer Application, who provided the financial assistance to the tune of $100,000 US. It may be recalled that the then RDC Rourkela was the first institution of Odisha to institute the master's course in computer applications in the year 1981. Similarly, another illustrious NITRAN, Sri Amresh Tripathi, 99 batch BE in civil engineering, presently in US. He has contributed in bringing the University of North Carolina, USA, to an agreement to allow our NIT Rourkela students for doing MTech course in Center for Advanced Analytics and Decision Science to register for one semester of the course of North Carolina. This mechanism of exchange between the institutions is a supreme example of bridging between different countries, different institutions, and bringing the domain of knowledge into one family. An interesting research into the contribution of RIC NIT Rourkela in the early days of India's venture into industrialization is being compiled by another historian, Professor Russ Bassett. He is Professor of History, University of North Carolina, Raleigh. He is specializing in the area of history of technology. Bassett has just authored a book entitled The Technological Indian, published by Harvard University Press, drawing on a unique database from MIT's history of every Indian who has graduated from Massachusetts Institute of Technology between its founding year 1861 up to 2000. Bassett has charted out the ascent to the pinnacles of high-tech professions. Bassett has summarized that in the late 1800s, the Indians seemed to be a people left behind by international industrial revolution. It was dismissed as a country which is not a mechanical race. Today, Indians are among the world's leaders in engineering and technology. In this international history spanning of 150 years. As a group of Indians sought a way forward for their journey, they saw a future in technology. Bassett examines the tensions and surprising congruences between this technological vision and Mahatma Gandhi's non-industrial modernity. India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, sought to use MIT-trained engineers to build an India where the government controlled technology for the benefit of the people. Please mark it. The primary planning was government-controlled technology. In the private sector, at that time also, Indian business families sent their sons to MIT, while MIT graduates established India's information technology industry. By the 1960s, students from the Indian Institute of Technology, modeled on MIT pattern, were going to the United States for graduate training and on in US as prominent industrialists, academicians, and entrepreneurs. The MIT-educated Indian engineer became an integral part of a global system of technology. Global system of technology-based capitalism and focused less on India and its problems. A technological Indian created at the expense of technological India. Technological India produced, but they became technological Indian, not necessarily confined to India. After authoring the historical compilation on the role of Indian products of MIT and IITs, Professor Bassett is now investigating into the role of products of RIC Rourkela into their domestic as well as global contributions. He has commenced data compilation of the employment pattern and professional journey of RIC NIT alumni, starting with the premier batch of 1968-65 product of RIC Rourkela, of which President Sandeep Verma is one prominent member. So in this data collection, Professor Bassett wishes to study the different directions in which these products have ventured. Whether they have gone into industrialization, entrepreneurship, how many have entered the steel industry, which is the attraction source for creation of NIT or REC at Rourkela. The Rengolian species is profusely global, but they are true backbone of our Indian industrialization. You please note that the initial products of IITs were more technology and science oriented, but those of NITs or RECs were meant primarily as backbone of India's industry. Our founding father Jawaharlal Nehru gave birth to our city of Rourkela. He named it as the Temple of Modern Independent India. With the selection of site of Rourkela's steel plant, the foundation of backbone of economic emancipation of India through the route of ferrous industrialization. Similarly, Biju Patnaik, the founding father of our REC NIT Rourkela, with his profound foresight, established your alma mater to generate the essential prerequisites for industrialization, namely knowledge-based human resource. You alumni have truly fulfilled the dreams of Biju Patnaik. You have proved yourself to be versatile. Significant number has entered engineering profession, but many are entrepreneurs. Some have entered Indian civil service, Indian defense services, and sizable numbers have entered academic profession. You have truly illustrated your motto of generalizing engineering education, diverse knowledge, and superb personality to excel in any direction you wish to penetrate. But Bassett's conclusion needs to be pursued strongly. I repeat, his conclusion was the MIT-educated Indian engineer became an integral part of a global system of technology-based capitalism and focused less on India and its problems. A technological Indian created at the expense of technological India. Prime Minister Modi's focus is now to exert Make in India. What are the backbones for this making in India? The points to emphasize are: you must invest in India, you must impart skill development, you must ensure quality, you must empower fellow Indians, and the vehicle of transformation is home journey of committed, dedicated, and knowledge-centered Indians. I now recall our home journey from USA after my MIT education and work experience as a nuclear metallurgist exactly 50 years ago. I left this country along with my wife, who was my greatest motivator and provided me the necessary inspiration. We proceeded to Banaras Hindu University. I was inspired by my professor T.R. Anantaraman on a call for serving the motherland. Literally, we sold out our whatever belongings we had in US, including my car, started our life from the scratch in Banaras Hindu University after purchasing a bicycle. We have never looked back. We were 3 Indians staying together in an apartment in Cambridge while studying in MIT. And we made 2 simple vows. 1, we shall return back. Number 2, we shall join academic profession. My academic apartment mate, Indra Ghosh, joined IIT Kharagpur, and the other colleague, Asit Sengupta, joined Anna University. The overall quality of our IITs, as Jairam Ramesh says, is not due to the excellence of its faculty members. It's due to its students. The quality of students have made what our IITs are. It's a sad story that our world-class institutes are not able to retain the top of their products for their own academic faculty positions. A farmer keeps his best seeds for the next year's plantation. We academicians in India are not able to do that much, not able to attract our best product to be reinvested into the academic profession. The much publicized Mangalyaan, the successful Mars satellite mission of ISRO, who made the journey, its maiden journey, successful. And the ISRO, which is the source of research and design for these planetary articles, they have only attracted up to 2% of its scientific staff are from IITs. That shows the state of affairs. Another serious concern is the poor world ranking of our institutions of higher learning and research. Professor Saring also just now mentioned the same. Several global surveys have been conducted by organizations such as Quacquarelli and Simons. They have shown that none of the Indian institutions figure within the top 300 world ranking institutions. Even Russia doesn't figure within the top 100 institutions. Whereas the top 10 positions are occupied by USA, 66 institutions in the top 10 are from USA, like Stanford, Harvard, MIT, Yale, Cornell, Columbia, 2 from UK, Oxford and Cambridge, and 2 from Tokyo, Japan. Although India is considered as a world hub of knowledge-based youth, we do not have our institutions within the top 30 Asian institutional rankings, whereas Japan, China, South Korea, Hong Kong, and Singapore do figure. There are several factors involved. Why are we not able to retain world ranking or even touch the world ranking? There are several factors, but they can be summarized like follows. When India gained independence, the public sector was the king. I won't blame it because the period needed a lot of vision and investment. And therefore, our finance, economical situation, or industrial, or academic, everything was public sector and government controlled. But it took 44 years for our economic sector to be liberalized. Even Narasimha Rao inserted his innovation and let it be liberalized. Unfortunately, our academic system has not been liberalized as yet. The main qualities involved for our not figuring in the world ranking are predominance of government control over this management and financing. Like Professor Saring said that he needed government's permission to come over and visit his alumni institutions abroad. Or if Smriti Irani has to decide whether Harish Rarkala or Annette Rarkala has to collaborate with Connecticut institutions. There are several factors. Lack of objective institutional quality assessment by impartial regulators. Our top educational management is done through University Grants Commission, maybe a phrase borrowed from the colonial masters. It appears the objective is primarily to decide on the grants. It's not the reverse, it should be the quality assessment, and then only grant will be subsidiary. but that is our approach. Predominance of quota system, you all know what is happening. Lack of objective institutional quality assessment by impartial regulators. Then predominance of quota system, at the same time excessive monetary consideration in private sector also. Lack of international exchange in faculty, students and projects. Lack of flexibility in the rigid system of classical universities. During pre-independence days, many of our best brains came to our colonial master's country, England, for higher studies. But all of them returned back to home country. Jawaharlal Nehru, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, M.K. Gandhi, or Utkal Gaurav Madhusudhan Das. They returned home to serve the motherland. Thus, another freedom struggle must be now undertaken to gain freedom against, there are many other facets of freedom which need to be cleared up. Our freedom against poverty, freedom against malnutrition, freedom against maladministration, fight against corruption, poor sanitation, polluted water, and hunger. Who will be the vanguards of this war? It is time for you, our alumni members, the young brigadiers, to ponder and act. I thank you for having given me this opportunity of being with you to see my academic children and their family, and I congratulate you for the glory you have brought to your mother institution and your mother country. God bless you.
Thank you so much. It was such an inspirational. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He's coming.
Hello, the NIT Rourkela team. Thank you so much for staying here so patiently and listening to that very stirring and inspirational speech. Just 5 minutes for the yeah. Okay. So we actually have a 5-minute extension. I mean, just a vote of thanks, and after that, we'll you are free to go or hang out here and have pizza.
Actually, I am Pala's classmate of Turuk sitting right behind you. I can't see him now. But we are in the same classroom for 4 years. Turuk, do you see me? Nice. Good to see you. I think there is Srivacha here, Turuk. See him. So, ebe kon HOD heji na kon shunte.
Professor S.K. Patel. I wanted to say hello to Professor S.K. Patel. Good to see you again.
Dr. Sarangi, did you want to say anything?
All I want to say, have a very good time and all the best to everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to now invite the Vice President of Mitra Board, Mr. Virendra Jana, to speak a few words for us.
First of all, on behalf of the United Alumni Association, I'd like to thank you all for coming and attending this second annual convention coming from far and near. And then I would like to thank Professor Sorangi for participating in the video conference and informing us about the Institute, the state of affairs at the Institute. Then I would like to thank Professor Misra for agreeing to become the guest of honor and also addressing us, illuminating us in various aspects of today's technological world. Last, and also the thanks are also due to Professor Kowan, who would be giving a keynote address during the lunch hour. And last but not the least, I would like to thank the convention, Nitu, Alina, Sachi, Mosumi, and Susil for doing a tremendous job of arranging this convention. They have spent countless hours for arranging this convention and making it a success, and I hope you will enjoy that. I would also thank the volunteers who are worked behind the scene to make it a success. Thank you.
Yes, we have a.
Yes, please, please enjoy some coffee and walk out. We'll have some 5 minutes break, just 10 minutes break. Only 10 minutes break. Please be back here in 10 minutes.
Okay, next is break, right? No, we have a thing for. Okay, let's put it here.
During one of the other breaks.
Yeah, no, this is just like, make sure people know that there is a break.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
So that's the next thing.
Okay, correct.
The next one is
The icebreaker.
you need to pull up a slide. It's a different slide.
Okay, you can do that, but what we are planning is so what we're going to do is if we start using that, we can let's see where is your
It's fine. I just want to make sure that. Yes. So, introduction. So third one. That has the icebreaker built in, like some random